I jokingly said to my friend, I remember this because it's kind of biting me in the ass now. Like, you can keep the spotlight. I prefer to own it. Like to own the light. But man, like owning the light in a venue sucks, bro.
Welcome to the I Had an Idea podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Here is how it works. You listen, we talk. I know you're busy and you don't owe us your time. We're going to keep things really short, no fluff.
Oh,
We're in the red zone.
Time's up. Next subject.
Joining me, your host, Trent Thompson, are people who not only have ideas, but do them, because the value of an idea lies in the using of it. We start with a segment called Brag, aka Give Yourself Flowers, aka Talk Your Shit, aka Who Even Are You? The guest has a chance to write down their own intro and convince you why the rest of this is worth listening to. If you want to support, I partnered up with Soothie to make the I Had an Idea notebook, so when you have an idea of your own, you don't forget to write it down. Welcome to the podcast.
A drum roll, please. Whoa! Now that's what I call it an idea. Idea.
Today, we are joined by RJ Kool Raul Navalta. He is a Filipino-born entrepreneur living in America. As a product of 90s hip-hop culture, he is a world-renowned b-boy, featured on syndicated TV shows such as America's Best Dance Crew and So You Think You Can Dance. A current member of the Triple Threat DJ, an internationally sought-after DJ group founded in 1999, based in San Francisco. Turning passion into profession, Raul holds the responsibility of managing director of Creative Transit Agency, LLC, a marketing agency that brings brands and communities together through curated experiences and designs. RJ, thank you for joining us on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you. I'm going to jump in, just give you a little bit of context on how this works, and then we'll dive right in. So we like to do 3 quick segments. The goal is that each segment is going to be 5 minutes or under. When we hit that 5-minute point, Cam behind the cam is going to make this light go red. You're going to hear an anxiety-inducing alarm, like it's time to wake up. And that's how we're going to know that the 5 minutes is up. There it is, okay? I feel terrible already. And that's how we're going to know it's time to move on to the next section. We're going to talk about some of your ideas. So cool. I gave you a little bit of context. And just to tell the listeners, I know RJ because RJ was the DJ at my wedding, and we are mutual friends with Aaron Horner, one of my favorite people in the world, who I hope to have on this podcast at some point. So yeah, let's just jump right in. RJ, I think the first thing I'd love to talk about is an idea, that you're proud of, an idea that you started or had or co-had that, you've been able to make a reality.
Yeah. I'd love to talk about the subsidiary of our marketing agency called Advirtual. Mm-hmm. And the concept came about because during the beginning of the pandemic, our clients basically asked to come up with a way to add a virtual component because they had to scale down events or gatherings or whatever it was at the time. And everybody basically said, how do we add a virtual component? How do we add virtual? And so we just took that and ran with it.
Yeah, the name's great. Just Advirtual.
Yeah. And the IO, the advirtual.io, which is our website, gave us that like tech feel, which is really interesting. So, yeah. That's
amazing. So with Advirtual, what is your role? I mean, I see your title here.
Yeah.
But what's a typical day in the life for RJ when you're working on Advirtual?
Yeah, I mean, Advirtual stuff is mostly engineering systems, which basically means that we create the rigs that people utilize to broadcast to the internet, right?
Okay.
And in the very beginning, my job was to figure out how to utilize all of the basic systems like cameras and audio in a cool way, because we were already broadcasting to like Twitch and YouTube,
right?
But it was very like CNN style, one shot cut. And then when we started going through like newer technologies like Wirecast, which is a broadcasting software, we started to utilize it differently. And we would use things like the transition called smooth, where you could see a layer literally like moves and slide across the screen as if it was a real-time animation. And when I was doing demos in the very beginning, that's really what differentiated us. is we were utilizing these like really, really basic tools differently. At the time, I used to compare it to like how DJs in the 70s use like scratch and use records. We were using this tool, which was they were using this tool which was the turntable, but utilizing it differently. And so the approach on the broadcast systems was really my first responsibility. I was learning how to use this technology differently because I didn't know how to really use it properly.
Yeah, I mean that's amazing. I feel like COVID. You told me that this Advirtual thing was kind of born out of that need to do the virtual components. So clearly, you guys jumped on the innovation and found an opportunity there. Has it transitioned now into being an add-on to in-person events, or are the Advirtual events, is it usually one or the other?
Yeah, we used to talk about it like that.
Okay.
We used to talk about it as a thing that you would use to like broaden your reach.
Right.
But in context, everything that we do now basically lives forever on the internet.
Right.
So it's not really an add-on. It's more or less, how do you want the experience to live forever?
So now it's like, how are you going to capture this so you can go back and revisit it?
Yeah. And a lot of folks used to, well, not used to, a lot of folks used to look at that approach as we need a videographer, photographer. We need things that we can edit and post.
Right.
But there's a lot of magic that happens in real time, right? So, now we're finding that the virtual component is an absolute necessity because a lot of people also want to experience the like real long form experience.
Yeah. So with the creative, and maybe we're going to go into this in one of the other questions, but with Creative Transit Agency, which is the umbrella, I guess, for Advirtual, you guys are doing all sorts of events, right? And how big tell me a little bit about that team, how you got connected with them, because I know that's, bigger than just RJ.
Yeah, no, it's I do want to shout out that we initially started as a result of this crazy grant that we applied for with the Alameda Chamber of Commerce and Alameda Deputy Sheriff's Activities League.
Okay.
Yeah. We basically did this thing called Eden Night Live that spanned over 18 months of events, 72 events.
Wow.
Yeah. But it was like a year of preparation.
Okay.
And so shout out to BB, who is my right-hand person, who literally was like side by side with me through the whole process. And also basically every weekend, 2 events for that year and a half.
Wow.
And from that, we partnered with some good folks over in San Francisco to create this thing.
I'm the boss. This is my podcast, and I want to hear this. So give me a minute and a half.
I'll be quick with this. So then we partnered with an organization in San Francisco and created this the first Filipino night market.
Okay.
Called Undiscovered.
Yeah.
And so we're titled as co-creators of that thing.
Okay.
From there, it was just a matter of being able to keep up with the need for our services. And so our team went from like 2 event producers to now we're at my title's managing partner because there's basically 3 leaders or managers that lead their own department. And I work with them literally every day from 8:30 to 10 is when we do our check-ins. So that's shouts to Lauren, who also manages Advirtual.
Okay.
Angel, who is our events manager, kind of overseeing everything. And then there is Selena. She's the youngest, but she's taking on this giant responsibility of venue managing our new venue called Rythm Section.
Oh, cool. Where's Rythm Section?
It's the 3rd floor
It's
of our house.
space.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, I feel like that's a good transition. So we're going to beat this second minute and a half. Let's talk about something that fell on its face.
Sure.
Like you're a successful guy. You wear a lot of hats. I think we could talk about that. It's more fun. But tell us about the butterflies.
Man. Okay, so I'll talk about this concept that was happening simultaneously with Advirtual.
Okay.
Like 2 or 3 months into the pandemic, I was basically trying to understand what it meant to be an advertising agency versus a marketing agency.
Okay.
And so I started this project with three of my, they're friends. We're not close, but they're friends. And we called it Beige, Baej.
Okay.
And the idea was to help advertise, to be the advertising organization that helps bring your brand to people's eyes, but through like more common avenues.
Okay.
So this is like buying ad space,
Right.
or creating more like experiential events. And the concept behind it was that the color beige is basically literally everywhere all around us,
Right.
and we never really see it. But
Okay.
it's this thing that is always around us, and it's just this thing. And yeah, it happened. Sorry, we started that, and then George Floyd passed away, and everything halted. So there was a lot, like even on our Instagram, we only have one post and it's a tribute to George Floyd.
Okay.
Because we actually wanted to open our shop we wanted to announce our like breakout event
Yeah.
the day he passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Timing's
Yeah.
not great there.
Yeah. So I'll take it as a sign from God, though. You know?
Yeah. So is that was kind of it?
Yeah.
You know, you were just like, oh, this is not gonna be a thing. Okay.
Yeah, but I will say that there was a lot of like, I wasn't a good leader because I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I wasn't able to like manage the team that I had, and it was a brand new team. Like I had two people that worked merchandising at Gap.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Old Navy, which is like, Gap.
Yeah.
And they too were looking for a project that was like more passion driven. And I had this really, really awesome, like super young star from Sacramento named Sophia, who was like social media copywriter queen.
Okay.
Super hip, super young, super in tune. And actually she was the one that was like, maybe we should hold off on this like announcement.
Right.
Yeah.
This timing seems like bad.
Yeah. And also shouts to LJ and Chanel, who actually got married. They are the other two partners.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So is that something that you think eventually will be an idea you pursue, or are you just taking that as this is not a thing?
Nah. It was a well-deserved L.
Okay. With that, I guess a nuts and bolts question for you.
Yeah.
What I'm gleaming from what you're saying is you have Creative Transit Agency, which is sort of this all-encompassing umbrella of a lot of different verticals, which I think for me, like I was saying, we have run in some similar circles and know each other, but I've never really got a chance to sit down and break it all down. That's super interesting to know. So when you're doing this project, Beige, was that also planned to be a subsidiary of Creative Transit? Okay.
Yeah, because we were also targeting a very, very like niche group of small businesses, up and coming businesses.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
With Creative Transit, are you doing, you talk about I need to learn the difference between an ad agency and a marketing agency. What do you call Creative Transit? Or is that umbrella can be both?
It's a marketing agency.
Okay.
Yeah, we are better served as we call ourselves like the creative resource for more technical or tech organizations and their marketing teams. So like the ideal client for us, because of what we do outside of our work, the ideal client for us is a multinational tech brand. I'm not going to say company because there are some tech groups that don't necessarily have product or services. They're just a brand that need to get in front of like regional audiences. So Google Next and Dreamforce, which we just came off of, those are the events that really give us the resources to do all the cool things we do.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to beat the timer again. I'm going to jump into, what, and I feel like there's going to be some overlap here, which is totally fine. I'm super curious just on how you learned to DJ, when that all happened. But I'll let you kind of guide where you want to take it. What is getting you up in the morning nowadays? Like what's something new and exciting that you're starting to pursue? I'm sure you have lots of ideas and you got to pick which ones to go after.
No, this is really simple, man. I am so stressed in the best possible way. I'm so stressed out about the things that are happening to this new venture, which is Rythm Section.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I've been a part of every part of the, not even events experience, but like in real life experience.
Okay.
From talent to organizer to connector of vendors. That I jokingly said to my friend, I remember this because it's kind of biting me in the ass now. Like, I used to say this to my friends back in the day. I don't. I'd rather you can keep the spotlight. I prefer to own it. To like own the light. But man, like owning the light in a venue fucking sucks, bro.
Yeah.
Dude.
You're like, okay, you can pay the overhead. That's what that means.
Yeah.
You can come
Dude.
fix the things.
It's crazy. It's a new challenge. I think the one thing which I really, really, really like owe to the whole hip hop experience is that facing these difficult things, I've been given like a framework to, face and structure the path to overcoming these things. But this one is really difficult because I just don't know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I just don't know.
So is it with the space that you guys have on the third floor of our house, and Rythm Section? Are you, like, economic question? Are you hoping to make money on that through rentals, or doing your own events there, or letting Advirtual stream from there, or what's your main plan with that?
Yeah. In the beginning, I thought there was a viable business because we had all the natural amenities that actually not even natural. Let me use that. We had all of the amenities that one would want out of a venue in Oakland. We have a gated parking lot, which is fucking impossible to find.
Yeah.
We have like beautiful. It already looks beautiful. And then when you get to the third floor, that's the space with the outside area.
Yeah, the space is incredible. Yeah.
And so we've branded the whole floor because we manage it. So
I need to go back up there and see what you guys have turned that into.
Yeah.
I was up there a lot of times when that was just Riaz's like office.
Yeah. And the crazy story about how that happened, I can tell you later. But
okay.
So we definitely, I jumping into it, I was like, dude, we have the perfect equation, and we also have crazy staffing, right? So we literally take care of people as they get into the space, park, go up to the elevator, and the elevator opens up to the floor.
Right.
Now, what I didn't take into account was I'm not going to call them, it's like just the creating of processes amongst tenants, because we're still sharing it with we're not sharing our space, but we still have to make time.
You still share the whole building.
Share the building, yeah.
Right.
So that definitely slowed us down. But, we call ourselves an art lounge. So, the experiences we have there are like really, really interesting and diverse. And, right now our goal, we've only been there for like 3 months, by the way. So our goal right now is to just align with the brands that we aspire to work with long term. And the goal is to get as much of like this shared cross promotion so that the right people see our space.
Amazing. Are you do you know of Firm Foundation Housing? No. Okay. It's just an Aaron Horner connection. He's like the impresario. He knows everybody.
Yeah.
But we can do this off the podcast. But I have an event concept I would love to pitch you.
Let's go.
For that space. I don't know if they want to do the Fruitvale East Oakland thing, if that's the perfect fit, but let's definitely connect. And if it works, we'll keep the listeners tuned, and we'll see if a collaboration can be born.
Thank you. Let's do it.
From that, we're beating the time. RJ's talking quick. We're zooming through this.
I learned quickly, so I don't want to see the red again.
Oh, I didn't like that noise. I told Cam it makes me feel like I slept in too long and I'm like late to something important. So before I gave you a little bit of time to just tell people where they can find you, how they can reach out, how they can help, I'm going to do a little surprise segment. We'll just have some fun. Cam's going to cue the dramatic lighting. Thank you. We're going to call this one, I'm kind of improvising these each segment. So we're going to call this one Drop by Do.
Drop by Do.
Drop by Do. It's my my recently created take on Bang, Marry, Kill. Okay? But I'm going to give you 3 ideas. You're going to drop one, you're going to buy one, and you're going to do one, which means you're going to pursue it, right? And then you can tell us why, and just kind of break down whether you want to take that from the emotionally how you feel about it, or if you want to break down the economics behind it or whatever. So here's the 3 ideas. Number 1, you're going to start an initiative to add an average athlete into every Olympic event so that you're providing context to the viewers. You're going to have an average swimmer swimming next to the professionals, so you can really, have the magnitude. And you're going to start that initiative and sell that to the Olympic Committee. Okay. The second one is going to be a razor product that has shaving cream, self-loading shaving cream that goes in the handle. Okay. So you can, the shaving cream will come out as you go. And the third one is going to be a TV show, picture Love Island, Bachelor, but for geriatrics. So we're talking 70 plus on an island, getting frisky. You're going to go, you're going to buy one, you're going to do one, and you're going to drop one. And you're going to tell us why.
Great. I mean, the geriatric one is definitely a drop.
You're dropping it. You're not watching it. You're not buying it. Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah. This is interesting. I
you don't want to see the old people romance?
No.
You don't like that?
Hell no.
Okay.
No.
I think some people
that
have a
lives
soft
on the
spot for
internet
that.
already.
Okay, so we're dropping the old people. Sorry, old people.
Yeah. I guess we'll buy the razor because I really want to do the Olympics.
You like that one? I like that one too.
Yeah.
We got to figure out the economic plan of how we're gonna make some money off that. But I think it would increase viewership.
Yeah.
It would increase investment when you're watching. So
yeah, especially if you're able to do it in like a regional element, because they don't necessarily have to be at the Olympics. They can just be doing certain things, and then you could show.
You ever watch the NFL Combine where Rich Eisen where he'll do the 40? That's kind of what gave me that idea, and I love that. If whenever the Combine happens, I go to watch that and just watch like the linemen running down, right? Yeah. So I feel like something where you're just overplaying it would be amazing.
That'd be interesting to also just see, because then people would want to get better.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you could even do like one person, like the average guy. You could be the average guy that competes in all the events.
Yeah.
You could get famous as that guy. That'd be interesting. Maybe instead of selling it, you just become not that you're average, but maybe in different events.
Listen, we don't know till we know.
We don't know till we know. All right, so finish off. Tell the viewers where they can find you, what you need help with, how we can promote you, show you love, all that.
Yeah. On Instagram, that's like my primary source of conversation to the world. At RJKOOLRAUL, and honestly, go check out Rythm Section Oak. That's on Instagram as well. At Rythm Section OAK.
Beautiful.
That's it. And
I will include some more links in the description to wherever you are listening to this podcast. RJ, thank you so much. It's been an honor to have you. Look forward to continue to look for collaboration opportunities.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Now that's what I call it an idea.
Idea.
This song was brought to you by my friend Shido, aka Terrion Smith, aka Shogun Shido, aka DJ Jambalaya.